I'm Isabella. My dad is obsessed with reality television, maybe even more so than I am.
She's not wrong.
This is Check Me Boomer, a father-daughter weekly dish on the latest in reality TV. Hi, Dad.
Good morning.
It's 2 p.m., but okay.
Afternoon.
Should we give our audience some background on who we are, maybe where we come from, and a little bit of our story and what we're going to cover?
Perfect.
All right, Dad, do you want to share your age and that you're secretly not a boomer, or?
Yes, I am mid-50s, and I think that puts me at Gen X, but am often referred to as a boomer by you and your brother.
Yeah, we'll make jokes here and there, but just for the record, he's not technically a boomer.
So how did we come up with boomer in the title then?
Good question, Dad. If anyone had noticed that Check Me Boo is a Sheree Whitfield reference.
An homage, if you will.
An homage, yeah. So Who Gonna Check Me Boo is one of our favorite quotes. So we took some inspiration from there. I'll share that I am 28 years old, so I am on the cusp of Gen Z millennial. So we got a little bit of an age difference here. Of course, it's my dad. So do you want to start with, Dad, kind of how you started watching reality TV, kind of how we started watching it together, even when I was little?
Sure. I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. That's a boomer reference if there ever was one. Reality TV probably started with Real World, and I can't remember my age at that time, but I wasn't a kid. It started, and your mother and I watched it pretty religiously, and then moved on to Jersey Shore, and then we were probably watching Orange County in real life, as you kids say these days, on a weekly basis. And then Atlanta and some others that we can probably come back to, but then there was a big resurgence that I think you want to cover during COVID, where we caught up with some of the better, more iconic franchises, especially Rahanje. And maybe we should explain how we sometimes refer to them by saying it that way.
Yeah, we'll get there. I want to say first that I started watching reality TV with Survivor and American Idol, Biggest Loser, America's Next Top Model, some of those shows that now we can call pretty controversial, but I would always come into the living room to watch shows with my parents, and those were the shows we'd watch. You mentioned Jersey Shore. What's funny is, as a child, I also watched Jersey Shore. You just didn't know about it. So once I got the
Interesting.
so once I got the TV in my bedroom, when I turned maybe 12, I would put on Jersey Shore in my room, but I'd leave my door open so I could see you coming down the hallway. And as I saw you coming down the hallway, I'd put my finger on the previous button and go back to Disney Channel. So you had no idea I was watching Jersey Shore.
Classic.
So yeah, then after that, COVID kind of thrust us more into the Bravo sphere, where yes, we started with Rahanje, which translates to the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We followed that with Rahone, the Real Housewives of New York. My mother and I watched a lot of Summer House and Southern Charm when you were traveling a bit. So you have since come into those as well.
Yes, with a vengeance.
Yes. Now, we have since added some shows. Like, I introduced my father to Love Island.
I'm addicted. It's quite a franchise. It's a lot of work and a lot of episodes each week.
Sure is, but it's worth it. So we will, of course, be covering that when the new season drops on June 2nd. Speaking of that, some of the other shows that we do plan on covering are Anything Bravo, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Selling Sunset, The Bachelor franchise, Perfect Match, Temptation Island. I will cover maybe a little bit of Survivor and Big Brother. Dad, maybe, I know you love your American Idol. Maybe you can mention a word or two on that when it comes back around. Anything that you can think of that I missed, Dad?
No, I'll just cover a couple of those. Survivor was something that we watched from the beginning, but it just kind of got old to me. There's not enough drama, especially towards the end. All the people that are dramatic and controversial seem to be weeded out. And that 3-person episode where they just reel in the memories of everyone who's lost is just, it's a little bit too much for me. And I guess I just kind of think it's jumped the shark. And so I kind of pass on Survivor. American Idol is one that no one else seems to watch in the family, but to me, it's the most uplifting. It's not like
Makes
the
you
old
cry,
school. I don't know about that, but
get a
it
little
certainly gets close. And then
emotional.
it's the opposite of how it used to be when it was a lot of abuse of people and saying how horrible they are. And Simon was iconic in that. And now it's much more, you're great. But still, they bring people out of the woodwork who would never otherwise make a splash. And so I like the opportunity for those people to succeed.
No more pants on the ground.
No, I haven't seen that in a while.
Okay, well, so we will pretty much be covering anything reality TV. Anything we don't cover, feel free to leave a comment and we will definitely look into it. I had a couple questions for you, Dad.
Sure. Shoot.
So I want to ask you how you feel about the men that might judge you for watching reality TV, or say like, "Oh, that's only for women and gay men." What do you say to those people?
I don't really care what they think. I think they're missing out. And it's sort of like there was a time period where people said if you drink White Claw, that you have an issue. And I have a friend who was in the Navy SEALs and he drinks White Claw and says, I don't really care. I kind of think of this. Obviously, I'm not a Navy SEAL. I never did anything of the sort. But if he can drink White Claws without guilt or concern, I can certainly watch Bravo TV and other reality TV shows. Plus, it gives us something to talk about, not just you, but your mother and I with you. And as we'll come to in the season, I'm sure there are a lot of things that happen in reality TV that could be, this might be a stretch, life lessons. Like, quick example, how the people on Love Island UK deal with controversy and conflict, it just baffles me. We've talked about this before. How can they, something in the United States version, they would be throwing hands. So if we could just take a lesson from the folks on that show, the world might be a better place.
Yeah, I like that. My second question is for both of us, and I didn't give you time to think about this, but I want you to, off the top of your head, give me your top 3 reality TV shows of all time. This is including Bravo, including everything else.
By franchise or episodes?
By franchise.
I would probably say Rahanje, especially because of the episode with the table flip. You prostitution whore.
Mm-hmm.
That's up there. And the whole franchise, at least until it kind of petered off and changed and got too much of a conflict between Teresa and Melissa, then I would say I might go with Rahaslasy, which is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's almost a lisp sounding when we say it. But that and the Mormon Housewives, which I can never keep the name straight. What is it again?
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Right.
Mom Talk?
Yes. There's something in the water in Salt Lake City and Provo, because 2 franchises to come out and have such incredible drama in so few seasons, it's crazy. That's 3. So you asked for 3. Those are my top 3, I would say.
Yeah.
At least off the top of my head.
So I thought about this a little bit more, but I didn't think about it too in depth. I have 4.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give one an honorable mention. So I'm gonna go Love Island as
Okay.
number 1, actually.
Wow.
And I'm mostly referring to the earlier UK seasons. If you know, you know, when they were smoking cigarettes, chain smoking all day long. I love it. It's the best.
Did they have only 1 drink per day maximum?
I don't think they had that limit
Okay.
back then.
I might have to go back and watch those earlier seasons then.
Second, I'm actually going to put Rahoney,
Okay.
because that group of women, there's just they struck gold with that. They really did. And I'm so glad that they're going back to it and they're filming a new show called The Golden Life. We'll be very excited to cover that. Third, I'm going to I'm a little biased because I will say we do live in Atlanta. We're from the Atlanta metro area. I'm going to go with Real Housewives of Atlanta for number 3.
Which we do not refer to as Rahoa for
We
some
don't.
reason.
It doesn't sound the
No,
same.
it doesn't roll off the tongue.
But Nene Leakes, Portia Williams, Kenya Moore, I mean, Kim Zolciak even, those are my girls. I don't know if we reached a level of drama that we reached in Atlanta in any other franchise. My honorable mention is going to be Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
Which is one of the best ones. I couldn't leave it out.
Quick question on a couple of those. On Vanderpump and Rahoney, are you referring to the original OG casts or the revamps?
I'm not referring to the revamps. Not even a little bit. I think both revamps are terrible, if I'm being completely honest. I still watch both of them, but you can't even compare the two.
Maybe it's more generous to say they're in the early phases of development.
And that's why I'm watching them, because I'll give them a chance, and I know that shows can grow. So I'm giving them a chance, but yeah, it's not looking good so far. You can't match the Jax Taylor, Stassi Schroeder effect. You just can't find that again.
Well, I don't take issue with any of the 4, but you did have a chance to think about it.
I did. So when we come back, if you want to change your top 3, we can revisit this.
I'll think about it.
I'm sure we'll revisit this a few times. So that's our episode. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for listening.
If you like the show, leave us a rating or a comment. It helps more than you'd think. Follow us wherever you're listening and on social media at Check Me Boomer.
And tell a friend who'd get it.
See you next week.